there is indeed nothing more frustrating than to be wealthy, of a good family, and even good-natured, and yet to have no talents, no special faculty, no peculiarity even. As Dostoevsky puts it, to be precisely like other people. The recent release of Rick and Morty Season 8 actually got me revisiting the show, and it made me realize something. Jerry is one of the most interesting characters in perhaps all of fiction, and he's unique in a way that almost no other character is. He's unequivocally ordinary.
What?
So, why does this make him special? Well, for one, he's embodied this trait so thoroughly, the word Jerry itself has become an adjective, joining the ranks of Hercules, Sisyphus, and Oedipus. To decipher its definition, let's see how the show itself uses the word Jerry.
You want to see? Do I want to stick my hand through a wall? Not really. It's just one stop over. Come on, quit thinking like a Jerry and live a little.
In that scene, the word is used as a synonym for coward or... But within the fanbase, Jerry has long been used to describe a whole range of traits, such as insecure, complacent, or overall mediocre.
They say you shouldn't do that! Just run!
It's a pretty common take amongst fans who find Jerry annoying, but it's also no secret that many, including myself, find him somewhat comforting, even wholesome, especially with him being in his beekeeping age.
I mean, at least it's interesting, though. At least, I wish my dad kept bees. How old is your dad? He's obviously beekeeping age. Summer, I want to your dad.
Oh, really?
There's a line in the 19th century Russian novel, The Idiot, that perfectly describes Jerry.
To have a pleasing appearance, but to be expressive of nothing in particular. To have a decent education, but to have no idea what to make use of it. To have intelligence, but no ideas of one's own. To have a good heart, but no greatness of soul.
In so many words, Dostoevsky captured exactly why Jerry is so polarizing, why some can't stand him while others vocally defend him. Although many would readily admit that he has good intentions, he's still far from heroic.
Tiny amount of space behind it. If you can find one too, we should be safe for hours, maybe days.
Let's analyze both sides of this coin. The reason people love him, and the reason some of us see a little too much of ourselves in him.
Give him what he wants!
Innocent people are going to die because of me. Why am I so mediocre?
The word mediocre comes from the Latin phrase medius, meaning middle, and acris, meaning rugged mountain. So to be mediocre is to be halfway up a mountain. Most of us never climb past that point. Some stop out of comfort. Some because life gets in the way. And others because they never really knew what mountain they were climbing. But one thing is certain. They all fall short of anything definite. This is Dostoevsky's concept of the ordinary man. The man who's gone far, yes, but is never willing or able to go far enough. These people can be categorized into two classes. Those of limited intelligence and those who are much cleverer.
Hello there. Nice doggy. You want a snack? You want my unemployment check? You can tell the difference. And you want this one? But this is actual food, and this would nourish you. And this, it's just paper that only has value to me. Unless my suffering is your nourishment? Jesus, okay.
For men of limited intelligence, nothing is easier than to imagine themselves exceptional and original, and to revel in that delusion without the slightest misgiving. Like in Season 1, Episode 9, where Jerry appoints himself as the scientific authority on the status of Pluto as a planet.
Pluto's a planet. Pluto's a fucking planet, bitch!
They could convince themselves to be Galileo or Don Draper. There's something to be said here about the Dunning-Kruger effect, a graph commonly shown like this: an undeserved confidence, followed by a steep fall, and then a slow, gradual climb towards real competence. Well, the actual graph from the study looks like this, and the popular version is, well, a bit exaggerated. Still, there's value in that. The fact that this particular graph resonates with so many people hints at the fact that, though it may actually be like this, our lived experience kind of feels more like this. Like deep down, you know that. There's a sort of comfort in this kind of ignorance, the kind unaware of one's own mediocrity.
I tell you, the Galactic Federation taking over Earth, best thing that's ever happened to this family. I just got my 6th promotion this week, and I still don't know what I do.
Who cares how high they promote?
The second, clever class of people are much more cynical. Perhaps Rick himself would fit in this category, but his genius keeps him from fully capturing what Dostoevsky meant by commonplaceness. He writes, the most interesting aspect of commonplace people lies exactly in their perpetual and invariable commonplaceness. Say what you will about him, he has a very broad vocabulary for calling people normal like it's a slur. Or better still, when despite the most strenuous efforts to escape the daily rounds of commonplaceness and routine, they end up invariably chained to it. In these cases, he argues, such people acquire a typical characteristic: the character of a commonplaceness desirous above all things of being independent and original, without the faintest possibility of becoming so. It sometimes happens that one of these ordinary men is not only honest, but good, is the guardian angel of his family, and yet can never be at rest all his life. On the contrary, it irritates him.
This is what I've wasted all my life on. Had it not been for this, I would have certainly have discovered gunpowder or America. I don't know precisely what, but I would have certainly discovered it.
Previous lives as individuals.
Give me a break. We're not heroes for having unprotected sex on prom night.
Oh, I get it. Now that you know you could have had it better, you resent me for holding you back.
All this time, you've been thinking, what if that loser Jerry hadn't talked me out of the abortion? Well, now you know. You'd be a doctor. Whoop-de-doo. And I'd be on DiCaprio's yacht, banging Kristen Stewart.
And what's most heartbreaking about these men is Dostoevsky's observation that such people can never find out for certain what it is they're destined to discover, but their longing alone would have sufficed for a Columbus or Galileo.
Honey, is Dad okay?
Yes, I'm just writing my 2nd book. I don't know what it's going to be about, but I can tell you one thing. The title is Jerry Smith Presents a Book by Jerry Smith. Chapter 1. Fuck!
No matter how much we laugh at him, the joke cuts close. He's not pathetic, he's familiar. At least on some level for every single one of us. Because if I'm being honest, this essay is kind of a message to myself. Making these videos is all I've ever wanted to do. Yet looking back, I know a lot of my videos are pretty mid. I'm still learning, still figuring things out, but I have to live with the fact that I'm not the best at it yet, nor perhaps will I ever be. But the fact that you're here, watching them despite all its flaws, means a lot to me, and I genuinely appreciate it. So I really thank you for sticking around and subscribing.
I guess it is all pretty cool when I say it out loud. Thanks for opening my eyes to that. I'm just you, brother.
Though my ego can't take being mid, It's somewhat comforting to see Jerry going through a lot of the same things. So let's go back to that curve. No, not that one. The one that always matters. The bell curve. This is mediocrity visualized. Most of us, by definition, sits right here, in the middle, with the masses. For every Rick, there are 50 Jerrys. For every LeBron, there are thousands of people who picked up a basketball, played a few games, and then quit. And that's not an insult, it's just math. Because some of us might be exceptional at some things, but all of us are mediocre at most things. And here's the twist. It's not bad. It's a statistical inevitability. Because the truth about being halfway up the mountain is that it's the only place from which you can keep climbing.
Well, with no one left to blame, I finally had to deal with myself. Buried my grief at Barnes & Noble. 4 Agreements, Eat, Pray, Love, Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns. Learn to accept things for what they are.
So Jerry is mediocre, yes. But who isn't? Mediocrity isn't the opposite of greatness, it's the soil it grows from. And this is where Jerry can teach us a thing or two. He portrays a lot of us when thrown in a world full of aliens, monsters, and things frankly beyond our often too limited comprehension. Though he's the unwilling victim of all Rick's hijinks, he still tries his best for his family. And it doesn't really matter if his best isn't perfect. Because he reminds us that being mediocre isn't the crime society often portrays it to be.